Coming up on Mountain News at 6, Governor Andy Beshear visits several counties ahead of the 2-year anniversary of the historic 2022 flood. And one grocery store in Letcher County, rebuilt after that flood, is often described as more than just a store for that community.
And temperatures today hovered in the mid-80s, but a warming trend is underway in some places as early as tomorrow. We'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Governor Andy Beshear made several stops in the mountains today ahead of the 2-year anniversary of the July 2022 flood, celebrating recovery and announcing plans for more. WYMT's Buddy Forbes was in Floyd County for the first stop.
Welcome home.
This is a great day. This is of all the tragedy that has happened, today is truly a day of celebration.
Team Kentucky is celebrating the completion of the first phase of the Wayland High Ground community.
And so we're here today to step back and recognize the amazing work that has happened with many, many partners to raise homes from the ground.
As 11 families displaced by the 2022 flood received the keys to their new homes Friday.
They are the superstars today. Those that built these homes and those that are living in them. Remember, the people that are moving into them have had to scrap and claw to get through the last 2 years.
People like Jackie Bradley, who lost her Floyd County home of more than 40 years.
I got flooded twice. I got flooded on the big flood, and then on Wednesday, the next Wednesday, we had just a little bit of rain and I got flooded again. And I lost everything.
And though she says nothing can replace the memories lost to the mud, she is ready to reclaim her life in her new home.
It's wonderful. They've done a beautiful job, and I'm so appreciative. I really am. It's just a long time coming, it seems like.
Buddy Jervis agrees, saying he is excited to move his family into their new space.
That flood, it was awful. It was a disaster. I mean, it was something that you'll never forget. And to get something back out like this, back out of it, is wonderful.
He says it is the nicest house he has ever had, and his children are already making themselves at home.
Thank you, Andy. You are welcome.
What are you most looking forward to?
Make new memories.
Now, Beshear says plans are already underway to give others that same opportunity.
Today we can announce we may double the number of homes we're building in and around this community.
Saying the 2-year anniversary of the flood is just the beginning of the efforts to rebuild. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The community continued its celebration with a cookout at the Wayland Volunteer Fire Department, thanking the first responders for all of their help during and after the flood, while taking time to recognize all that was lost nearly 2 years ago. People in Knott County are continuing to count their blessings as they remember the horrors of 2 years ago. Carolyn Short lived beside Troublesome Creek in Hindman. She watched the floodwaters go up to her home and up to 5 feet inside. She escaped the water in her attic and even called her children and told them she might not survive. 2 years later, she's in a brand new home on higher ground. She's thankful for all she has received, but says her community still needs a lot more.
Still a lot of stuff that needs to be done in this area. Our town, our little town it's made a lot of progress, but it still needs a lot. The roads are bad. You can go up and down some of the hollers here, and the roads are horrible.
Governor Andy Beshear says there are new housing developments going in this fall and winter that should provide more permanent homes for flood victims. And the governor announced the purchase of more than 100 acres for the Chestnut Ridge High Ground community in Knott County. The governor says that property will eventually provide 150 homes for those affected by the flood. Perry County is also among the hardest hit counties, continuing to bounce back. Today, Governor Beshear was in Perry County as well to remember the anniversary and to celebrate the next phase of construction at the Skyview High Ground site. Judge Executive Scott Alexander says he continues to see the resilience of Eastern Kentuckians.
This is a good day. It feels great. You know, it couldn't come quick enough for the people who's needing it, but it's actually coming at record time compared to some of the disasters that we've worked in the past. So to be in those and to be into this and know that 2 years that we're this close and the roadways and stuff are going in and new developments are going to happen is amazing. So it's just a great day for East Kentucky.
The hope is to continue to build on higher ground outside the floodplains and make sure flood victims can continue to get the help they need as long as they need it. The governor ended his trip through eastern Kentucky a short time ago in Breathitt County at Jackson City Hall with a big announcement. The governor handed off a check of $6 million to the city of Jackson for several homes along Highway 30 West.
You know, we're almost 2 years out from the disastrous flood, and sometimes people just feel like there's no hope. And we've lost a lot of people here in Breathitt County. With these dollars, we're going to be able to build probably 18 to 20 homes, and that gives somebody hope of a home here in Breathitt County. And if they've left, we want you back.
Government officials thanked Governor Beshear for his help during the flood and throughout the rebuilding process. We'll have much more about Governor Beshear's stops in Perry and Breathitt counties tonight at 11. Since the July 2022 flood, it's been a long journey, including tears and smiles for ISOM IGA managers and employees in Letcher County. That store, as you'll remember, was heavily damaged in the flood, but is now back to the welcoming grocery store it was before. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us how important the business is to that community.
Seeing what happened, managers were unsure if the ISOM IGA would be open again.
When the first flood hit, I think that we were kindly all overwhelmed and shocked. Just seeing the pure devastation, not only here in the store, but throughout the community.
Knowing how important they are to the community, however, Christian says they knew the store's history was not over.
I think it's more than just a grocery store for the community. It seems to be more like a welcoming place, or a place to where people can talk to their friends and see their family members.
This IGA adds a more personal touch to grocery shopping.
First name basis. This store's on first name basis. When I come in, they say, hello, David. They know a lot of their customers, and they treat you real well.
With the help of donations from the community and across the country.
MDI out of Hickory, North Carolina, which is our wholesaler, they helped us with a lot of the cost. There was some grants out of Berea. College helped.
The IGA is once again full of new equipment, stocked shelves, and fresh food.
Like the deli, they serve very good food here, and it's Fish Friday, and they have a different menu every day.
And Christian says, God willing, the good food and family-oriented atmosphere will continue.
People come and go, some things change, but the atmosphere that we create within these four walls here at the store, as long as we have the Lord, you know, behind us and supporting us and letting us do what we can come and do every day, we pray that the atmosphere never changes and this always feels like another home for everybody.
More than 6 feet of floodwater damaged the physical store, but not the heart within it. And ISOM Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
The manager says they have 31 full-time employees at the IGA, including 3 people who have been working there for more than 15 years.
Welcome to the weekend, and temperatures today were in the mid-80s across the majority of eastern Kentucky. Just south of the Hal Rogers Parkway, seeing temperatures in the low 80s, even upper 70s. 77 was the high in Clintwood, 75 Wise. We made it to 86 in Hazard, 81 Manchester, 85 London, 86 in Somerset. Monticello made it to 82 degrees. We're seeing a clean sweep on live pinpoint Doppler radar across eastern Kentucky, but you don't have to go too far to see rain and thunderstorm activity. Just go to the west of Monticello, then go down towards portions of Tennessee, where you have a line of showers and thunderstorms pushing through. Now, again, a small chance is not out of the question as we go into the evening and overnight hours, especially across the extreme southern part of the viewing area. Hazard points north. We're going to be A-OK for tonight. Next 12 hours keeps temperatures in the upper 70s by 9 o'clock. By the time you join us tonight at 11, we'll have a right around 74. 63 will be the morning start. When you wake up in the morning, we'll see temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Now, coming up in the first alert forecast, the upper 80s and low 90s, they are creeping back into the forecast. And I'll tell you when in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thanks. A Perry County man is facing charges after police arrived at a home to conduct a welfare check on 3 children. When KSP troopers arrived at the home on Big Willard Road last week, they noticed one of the children had a white cloth around their thumb. The child reportedly told police she burned her finger with a syringe that had been used by Ricky Eldridge. Eldridge was taken to the Kentucky River Regional Jail. The U.S. House of Representatives passed the Interior and Environment Appropriations Act for the fiscal year 2025 earlier this week. Congressman Hal Rogers says funding has been secured for a bill which will enhance energy independence and revitalize coal mining communities. The bill provides additional funding for the AMLR grant program, which was created by Congressman Rogers back in 2016. Here's a statement from the congressman about this. Quote, "This bill promotes energy production in the United States, which will lead to more jobs and lower energy costs for the American people. I'm proud that this bill also provides additional funding to help revitalize coal mining communities and cuts red tape that has delayed community projects." 11 businesses in Kentucky will benefit from a grant worth more than $670,000 to help with cutting energy costs. The 4 businesses impacted by this in our area include the Extra Mile LLC in Pike County, Westside Farms LLC in Pulaski County, Castle's Properties Inc. in Johnson County, and Solar Energy Living LLC in Laurel County. We have much more about this on our website, WYMT.com.
All right, here's a look at the weather headlines for tonight. First of all, welcome to the weekend. We will see thunderstorm chances start to pick up in their 90s. They make a return. Find out when in a few minutes. Stay with us.
And folks come together to celebrate the legacy of a longtime 4-H agent and mentor who is retiring.